It is tea time, and we are getting straight into it. Love is Blind, and I think this might be probably my last Love is Blind interview, but I've had to save the best until last. So Sarover is in the building.
Yay! Thank you for having me.
Do you know what? When I messaged you, I was like, right, do I need to give you a kidney? What do I need to give you to get
I
you
know.
in this studio? I'm happy you're here.
Literally, I was like, kidney's so random. I was like, you could have a kidney if you really wanted it.
I know. You look fabulous, by the way. You are glowing.
Thank you.
It's been a couple of weeks now since the reunion, hasn't it?
It's been about 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how has everything been since then for you? Because I feel like that reunion was intense.
It was honestly the hardest day of my life. That was so traumatic. And it took me days to recover afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
But life afterwards has been truly the most beautiful whirlwind ever. From what happened and what I had to go through to have so much love and support, I could not be more grateful to the public. They're honestly my strength.
Wow, that's beautiful. And
yeah.
Do you know what's interesting about this show? Obviously, like some of the couples get married. I think you actually forget, well, viewers forget that you guys, if the marriage doesn't work out, you have to get divorced.
Correct.
And I think I just thought, oh, it's not like a real divorce. Apparently it is.
Oh, no, it's the real thing. I literally just spoke to a solicitor on the phone as I was coming here.
What?
Yeah. Yes.
So, do you have to speak to Cal during this process? How does it work? Is there any...
If it's amicable, of course, you can open the lines of communication and say, look, we need to file next week. Let's have a chat. What do you want to do? Because you can't both file. That doesn't make sense. And it's a waste of money for both parties. So I went to reach out to him and he went with one tick and no photo on WhatsApp. So
blocked.
I think I got blocked.
Okay,
yeah.
Most probably, yeah. So how does it because I guess because you guys were married for a couple of months, right?
3 months, yeah.
3 months. And, you always hear these stories of celebrity divorces and this person takes this person takes that. Does that apply in this scenario or is it kind of fine?
No, we were long distance. There's no finances involved. There's no children involved. We came into it as we were. We should leave as we were. There's no need for me to go through anything of his because that's not who I am as a person. Why would I do that? We didn't do anything business-wise together. If we did, then fair enough. We would have to have that chat. Whatever you put in, you take out, done. But yeah, so hopefully it'll be a clean break.
And emotionally, how was it feeling for you? Because
emotionally, it's been almost a year. And if I'm going to be honest, the healing I've had to go through, I'm strong. That does not faze me. If he was sat here right now, we had to do the divorce on camera, it would not faze me. There'll be no tear, no emotion now because what I've had to go through has shaped me to who I am now. And I'm so much stronger for it.
I love that.
Yeah.
And you know what's so interesting? Let's just rewind it back for a second to the pods. I felt like it was a magical story.
Yeah.
It's obviously it's a shame, because as I was watching the show, I genuinely was rooting for you too. From what I saw anyway as a viewer, obviously you were there, so you can correct me if I'm wrong, but from what I saw as a viewer, you two got along really, really well at that time.
Yeah. It was strength to strength. It was beautiful. He made me feel, and I keep saying this because these 3 words mean so much. He made me feel seen, safe, and heard. And when you have foundations like that, for me, it felt like this was the right person for me. And it was lovely. We were vulnerable with each other. I've never been so vulnerable with anybody. I've learned now vulnerability is a strength. And that's what I would do going forward because I hid it a lot. I hid the insecurities, the things you don't want people to know because I thought I'd be judged. He didn't judge me. He listened. And if anything, he was supportive. And in those pods, I will always pick that same person because how we dated, that was amazing. So pods for me were, honestly, that chapter was beautiful.
Yeah. And one thing I was obsessed with in the show, which I've said to you a million times already, was kind of like the Asian representation.
Yes.
I watch a lot of reality TV, especially British reality TV, right? And I feel like usually whenever an Asian person is cast on a show, there's usually only one. Okay, I mean, I'm so sorry, but that's kind of what I notice. And usually the Asian person would be coupled up with, if it's a dating show or a love show, will be coupled up with usually someone who's white or someone who's not Asian.
Yeah.
And I kind of loved watching you two together because I'm like, this is so refreshing. I mean, even the wedding, I'm like, this is so refreshing to see. And I think, I actually feel like a lot of people from your community loved it as well because I saw a lot of videos coming up on TikTok from I think Asian blogs, newspapers, and people were really rallying behind you two. So I guess that representation was important. Yeah. How did it feel for you?
Well, for me, it was when we were dating, obviously it's called Love is Blind for a reason. And I went in there to be completely open, vulnerable with not holding on to any expectations. I didn't even ask guys how much money they earn, what car they drove. I kept it so that I just want to date a personality. So when I found out his background, I said to him, the first thing I think I said was, I don't care. And to me, that was growth, because of how I got brought up. Was there was a certain, culture you're going to marry. There was an expectation who I'm supposed to be marrying. And for me to have said that in the moment, I thought, oh my God, my heart has I'm falling in love with this person for him, how he is. So when I found that out, it was about halfway through. It was not at the beginning at all. It meant nothing. Then when we came out of it and I saw the public response, and I thought, wow, I've just dated openly with my heart and people are proud of us as a couple. It meant so much, because for me, it felt like, wow, as a community, look how much progression there is. And this is what I need, because I've not seen that where I've grown up or who's been around me. And also what adds to it is he wasn't Indian. He was half Pakistani. So to have an Indian girl with a half Pakistani man, again, that's brought into this whole cross-culture dating, which is a taboo subject in itself. And there's so much history with India and Pakistan that if people tell me, well, if you need to respect your heritage, you shouldn't have done that. No, I have respect, but what I'm trying to say is the heart has no boundaries. The heart does not say you have to be with someone who has tick, 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 and avoid X, Y, Z.
Are there some people who have said you shouldn't have done that?
Yeah, of course there are.
Wow.
Yeah, there are. And those are the people who I really want to address, because those are the people who are holding us back in society. Because who tells you who you're supposed to fall in love with? Yes, I fell in love with the wrong guy, but I fell in love with the values I've learned, and they're the values that we need to continue forward. There's progression that needs to be had, and I think that's what everyone's rooting for, which was amazing, because I honestly thought I'd come out of this and have to defend me and Cal as a couple. I was ready, like literally I was prepping the team, be like, I might need security out here because I'm scared. And it was the opposite. So that's how much people love.
And how did you feel when you found out what his typical type is, which I think was like a blonde girl or something like that? How did that make you feel?
So at the time, I was too scared to bring it up with him.
Wow.
I think my inner self, even though he was reassuring me, saying that, that is my usual type, but I'm glad you're not my usual type. If I wasn't attracted to you, things like that, why would I still be here? I trusted him as a person. What I should have done is, but why, if you've always had that physical usual type, then I'm so different. Like, are you sure? Like, I could have questioned it and I didn't. And on reflection, I should have done, because when I saw the public response to it, they're like, that was a red flag, Sarover. And I hate using red flags. So I'm like, well, maybe it was just a bit of a thing I should have, spoken about. But when you have a usual type, I've learned it doesn't change. I thought I could be the one who was going to be, that's it. He's found someone different. He's happy with that. But he clearly... Let's see who he dates going forward.
Yeah,
so,
and on the red flag thing you said, because a lot of people were like, Sarover, red flag, Sarover, red flag. He's told you what his type is.
I know.
So now looking back, do you feel like he was genuinely attracted to you?
I thought he was. He did say things, like his love language isn't really touch, or his love language is a bit different. So only Cal would ever be able to answer that. He kept telling me he's so connected to me, but I don't know, at times I would question it. And I think that's the bit when I keep saying, Cal, on camera, off camera, is it the same? But I think the whole usual type is, he didn't realise, you're telling an Indian girl with brown skin, your usual type is somebody with white skin. And that brought out, when I saw that episode, I crumbled watching myself go into a shell, because I saw, the same Sarover who's grown up in a predominantly white society where I live. And I went through bullying about what I look like. I went through the whole, my friend's going to get picked over me because she looks different to me. And it always happened, even throughout my high school. I call it high school, it's secondary school. But, throughout all those years. So I always felt less than because of what I looked like. So for him to have done that to me, he wouldn't have known. But that's basically the insecurities it pulled out.
Sorry, but that's horrible to hear that you got bullied when you were young because of your skin colour.
Oh, because I was an Indian girl. I had a plait, I had the tash, I had the sideburns. I had all of that. So I went through a lot. And I remember girls, actually, it was the transition from primary school to secondary school. And I remember them saying to me on MSN back then, and they were like, oh, we're really sorry, but we're not going to be friends with you anymore. And they commented on what I looked like. And that was me, who just literally lost my whole friendship group from year 6.
What?
Coming into high school, yeah. And I remember there was girls, we're in this queue, we're about to get a jacket potato. Like, I remember it so clearly. And I was only about 11 because it was year 7. And there was other girls in the queue and they overheard. And I felt so embarrassed. And my friend was saying this out loud to me, being like, oh yeah, I heard they were saying this to you. And I just thought, oh my God. So yeah, it brought out a lot. And I don't think he wouldn't have known. And I watched myself basically go through a lot of years of bullying in that moment when I watched myself.
Sarover, you're describing these instances as bullying. I think that might be racism.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's hard to say it because I don't want to ever label. Like, I know I'm labeled bullying because I felt.
Well, if people are, you know, making those sorts of comments because of your skin tone, then that's what's happened. And it's not your fault, by the way. I don't want you to feel like it's your fault. I'm just telling you what I perceive it to be. And good on you for speaking about that. But I just want to let you know it's just a bit more than bullying. And you shouldn't have had to go through that. And, you know.
But so many of us girls do.
It's
this
terrible.
Is the thing. Like, if I didn't have many Asian friends growing up because of where I was, but now I do. And if I speak to any of them, I think a lot of them have gone through this where you're judged for who you are as what you've been brought up into. And this is why now when I do all these like Indian photo shoots, I'm wearing ethnic wear, I'm so proud because I was embarrassed of my culture growing up because I was seen as the minority. Yes, I'm from a minority group, but I was really seen as a minority. Wow. So now I will put on an ethnic outfit in a heartbeat and take that photo because now I'm proud. Yeah, I was so embarrassed. I wouldn't even walk into Tesco's after an event. If mum was like, oh, we need a pint of milk, I'd be like, no, I'm too scared. I like, look at me. Yeah, I was so embarrassed.
But do you feel like because of what you experienced when you were younger, has that affected like just you dating growing up and like confidence around it? Wow, you're such a beautiful woman. Do you know what? I'm so sorry. Just pause the whole conversation. I was on my way here today and I thought to myself, how on earth is this woman not married after this show? Like how, like it just, I can't believe that this has affected you and your dating life. And
I grew up with so many expectations. I allowed that into my love life. I allowed that into my dating life. So technically me now, I'm dating for me for the first time in my life. Wow. So the past, that's why I'm still single to this day, because I fell in love for the first time by putting myself first and dating who I just wanted to date. Full personality. So technically it's almost like I've gone back to like, I don't know, 21 years old and I've restarted because it's a new mindset. But that's the mindset I want us all to be brought up with, like all these girls from different backgrounds, different cultures, because it's not just my culture that have expectations. There's so many out there and they're like, oh yeah, we know what the family want, whether you're Christian, whether you're this religion, that religion, or wherever you're born, there's expectations everywhere. So it's almost like allow us to love just for who we want to love. Because look at me now, falling in love for the first time and it took me till 29.
Oh my goodness.
So, yeah.
But hey, you know, it's never too late. It's never too late.
No.
I do want to know though, back to the Cal situation, how did you actually feel when Cal just decided that he didn't want to be with you anymore?
It was, I don't even know how I reacted, if I'm going to be, like even me trying to talk about it, because it's so hard to put into words what the emotions were. It was almost like, it was a shock. It was the biggest shock because I was like, hang on a minute, you just married, like literally just married me. Did you not see a future? Because when I married him, I didn't just marry him because of the moment or because it felt like the right thing to do. Oh, because, you know, nothing's happened for us to say no, we might as well just continue. I married him because even in my vows, you hear, I talk about seeing father traits in him. I talk about the future. I talk about us building a life together. So in that moment, I just saw it just ended. Like all of the future's just gone. And that was it. And yeah, it took me, I think it was about 3 weeks until I finally responded to him to say, okay, I know it's official now. Because I just thought maybe he's got cold feet. Maybe it's all been too much. You know, it was after the festive period. Even though ours was amazing, you never know what someone's thinking because we're both from divorced backgrounds and Christmas is always a hard time for a lot of people, whether you're in a happy, stable family or not. It brings up a lot. Me and my mum literally just had an argument yesterday about Christmas. Like, is dad getting Christmas Day? Was mum getting Christmas Day? And I'm 30 having this conversation. So that's what I thought. So yeah, when he sent me his message and it basically the last bit was have a happy, healthy, wealthy 2025. That's when I knew, it's done. Goodness. Yeah.
Oof, God, I can't deal with that stuff. Heartbreak.
Yeah,
I just physically can't. It must have been so hard to speak to your family because, you know, you've brought your family to the wedding. You know, they've all become quite invested in this whole process. And then all of a sudden, I mean, what?
Yeah. As soon as I got into that car to drive home, I I actually called Katisha first, Ashley, and then I called, because they knew, they understand. They're the first people I can think of. They're going to get this. I don't need to explain. I can just tell them this is what's happened. And then I called my sisters, and they were like, you just need to get home safe. Just get home safe. We'll be here. We're ready, because they were working from home. And then I called my mum, and mum was like, it's okay. I'll speak to him. Don't worry. We'll speak to him. You know, there must be more to it. It doesn't just end like that. You were married. It wasn't just a boyfriend. And I just cried. I remember listening to them all and making sure I stayed on the phone, because it was over a 4-hour drive home. And I just, it was a big shock to all of them. And they were just so sad for me. So sad. And my dad was the hardest call. Oof. That one took me weeks to call him. I just pretended we were good for quite a few weeks afterwards. And when I called him, he was just like, are you okay? That's all he wanted to know is, are you okay? Nobody said, you know, well, look what you went through, or look what you did, or you should have known better, or we told you so. No one did that at all. If anything, they were just like, you'll be okay. It's fine. Like, you know, let's just build you back up, because I crumbled.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, I crumbled bad. I've never crumbled like that in my life.
Wow.
Yeah, that was, I've never gone through times where, you know, you don't eat, or you don't have even a motivation to see the next day. Like, and that's what I went through. So this is how much he affected, without realizing something so quick in 2 minutes, you can tell me, affected my whole life.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you regret kind of like letting him into your family life? Because there's one thing dating somebody.
Yeah.
There's one thing, you know, like, I don't know, going on dates with somebody. But it's another thing letting somebody into your family home.
Yeah.
To meet your mum, to meet your father, to meet your siblings inside your personal space where you grew up. Like, how do you feel around that?
That was one of the hardest things, actually, because my sister saw him like a brother. He was calling mum. They had their own relationship. He spent Christmas with my dad's side of the family, and we're a bit traditional still. Unless you're married into the family, we kind of keep, you know, boyfriends a little bit separate, a little bit removed. Because he was married, he was allowed in straight away, no questions asked. Sarover's chosen him, she's in love with him, we will love him because she does. When he left, I was sat in that house like, how do I do this now? Like, because we would have evenings where we would play Mario Kart together and things like that, like with my sisters, and it was like such a big loss. And I don't regret allowing him in, because I chose to marry him. So if you choose to marry someone, of course they're going to be a part of your family. If anything, I was so grateful and so relieved how much everybody got along. But then I had to obviously undo all that. And I felt bad. I said to the girls, I'm sorry, because even my little sister was like, oh, like, you know, like how did he do that to us? Like, she really felt it. And I just thought, oh my God, I got everybody involved. But I stand by my decision. I wish I took more time, though. That is one thing I wish I did.
Did it feel quite cold? Because it seems as though you were
So
quite
cold.
Confused by what happened. It seems as though you didn't see it coming.
No. Oh, not at all.
What?
Oh, no. Hand on my heart, swear on my absolute life. I did not see that coming. I woke up dressed in my gym gear, thinking when he said, let's have a chat, we were about to talk about going to the gym down the road.
Oh, my goodness, please.
That's honestly what it was. He even texted me. I was in bed upstairs. He was like, do you want me to bring you a cup of tea up? Are you coming down? It was so normal. Yeah. It was such a normal. I wouldn't even walk into the room. He was just sat there, you know, arm up, chilling. Yeah. So until he said, oh, can we have a chat? And it was the look he gave, the look in his eyes, his tone, his demeanor. That was not the Cal I ever knew. And this is the only Cal I've seen since. So that's why I keep saying, like, who was I truly with? Was it the real Cal? Was it the Cal he wanted me to know? Or the Cal maybe he wanted to be? Because he's never been the same for me ever since.
Do you feel like you ever got an explanation? Because I would be quite like that. It doesn't, I don't, do you feel like you ever got close? Do you understand why he made that decision?
I would never understand to this day how he can stand by marrying me. That's one thing I will never understand, because everything you all heard at the reunion, he said it all in very little words, but he said it all. And his brother said it too. Cal isn't a commitment guy. Cal would struggle to put someone else first. Sarover was perfect for him. If it doesn't work with her, it won't work with anybody else. So he said all of this, and I'm sat there thinking, so why did you marry me? And I think I even said that, but I will never get the answer, because the answer for him is, oh, but in the moment, he keeps saying in the moment. It's a lifetime commitment. I don't know what the Google version of wedding or marriage is, but I'm sure it's not for, oh, just see how it goes. And he told me, he goes, you know, in life, nothing's guaranteed. You take risks, you take chances. This one didn't work, and that's that.
Goodness me.
But this is not the views I had from him when we were dating, or even when we were living together before we got married. If somebody told me that, why would I ever marry somebody like that? That's like, okay, you're taking a big risk if you're going to be like, cool, if he's saying this, let me just marry him and see how it goes. No.
Now, look, obviously you know him way more than I do. And after hearing everything you've just said, do you feel like there was a part, maybe not the full part, because obviously, look, he clearly, loved you. He was with the family. But was there a part of somebody who just maybe went on a TV show?
Yeah. He said, like, so my sister asked him, she goes, so why did you do the show? This was the first time she met him. It was off camera. It was very quick. She literally just got back from Ibiza.
Yeah.
And she was like, I was like, you've got 15 minutes, Emma. We're leaving. We have to go back to Manchester. And she goes, oh, well, so why did you do it? And he goes, why not? And I felt in that moment thinking, okay, then we get married. We've come back home. We're chilling. And she randomly said it again. And his answer was similar. He goes something along the lines of, well, why not? And I'm thinking, well, if you asked me now, I'd be like, well, I wouldn't have met my future husband who sat right here. But it wasn't that. I feel like, and I keep saying this, I feel like I was his experiment in the experiment. He wanted to see, can I have what my brothers have? Can I genuinely fall in love for the fact? Because I don't think he's ever been in love before. I think he's loved. Like me, he's loved, but he's not been in love. And I think he tried and tried wanting to see and use me in that process. And that's how it feels. Because to walk away that coldly and that abruptly, how much were you truly in love? Because even in dating situationships, there's always a bit of a back and forth. There's always a bit of something. There's always I'm not feeling this, a bit of a pullback. And I had nothing. If anything, I was struggling with things, my own demons with him that I was trying to figure out. And he was saying everything was great.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how are you feeling about love now? Are you kind of like open to dating? Are you kind of like just taking a bit of a step back? Or
I will let it happen organically.
Yeah.
I'm not going on an app. For the love of God, it's not happening in this lifetime. Yeah. I'm not going to, go out and seek a relationship. If it happens organically, it happens. But if not, I'm about to enjoy my life now because I see life so differently. I'm putting myself first. I'm doing things I enjoy. And I'm not thinking about my relatives, my extended family, what everybody will think of me. No, if I enjoy something, I want to wear something, I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it now. Yeah. I spent my whole life living in shadows of this expectation to make people proud, and I always fell short. So now it's my life, my time. Yeah,
and look, a good thing about this is that, Sarover, you have a lot of fans. You have, people love you out there.
They're amazing.
Would you ever do another reality show? I mean, look, Danny Dyer's just dropped out of Strictly Come Dancing. Is that anything you'd ever be interested in doing in the future, maybe?
I can't dance to save
my
life.
They teach you.
If they can move these hips, why not? I honestly, it's a challenge for them. If you can move these hips without me having a drink, go for it. I wouldn't mind. I think it would have to be something true to me, something that suits me as a person, because I have followers are following me for a reason. They support me. They're proud of me. So I will always have to have that love and respect for them. So I would never do something that would be, anything that wouldn't keep that sort of protected at all. But yeah, why not? We'll see. Maybe not dancing, but
iconic.
I would like to do something like active though.
Oh, okay.
That would be really fun.
Maybe like I'm a Celebrity. That's quite active.
I would love that. And I literally could eat rice and beans. That's not a problem for me. I don't cook, so.
The show's starting in November. I'm sure they're still casting.
Could you imagine?
Who knows?
Should I chat GPT email?
Literally, who knows?
No, it'd be fun. I would do anything that's fun, lighthearted. Yeah, that's what I would do.
So now we're going to get into a dilemma. Sarover,
okay.
We're going to just talk about it, see how we can help this person.
Okay.
Hi, Will. I'm going to need you to sit tight for this story because it's a mess.
Oh, God.
I am 32, divorced my husband, 34, last year after discovering that he was cheating. We share a 5-year-old daughter together, so the breakup was complicated. Custody, arrangements, lawyers, the whole nightmare. His family knew about his affair and honestly, they sided with him more than me.
Wow.
Here's where it gets worse. His younger brother, 31, stepped in to support me. He'd check in on me, help my daughter sometimes, bring food over. And one night, it turned into something more. And then another night, it became a full-blown situation. I told myself it was just comfort, just a rebound, but months later, we're still sneaking around. And now I'm late, very late. There's a real chance that I'm pregnant. by my ex-husband's brother. So if this baby is real, I will have 2 children by 2 brothers. My daughter's dad would also be her uncle. And the new baby's dad would also be his brother's replacement. Family trees don't usually need plot twists like this. The craziest part is, I don't feel bad about the brother. He treats me well, he's kind, he's stable, and I could actually see myself marrying him, which means I'd be rejoining the same family, just via another route.
This is Bollywood time. Oh my God, my heart's like racing. I'm seeing the cameras.
Like I left the family through the front door and snuck back in through the side gates.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm insane for even considering this, or if love just works out in twisted ways. What do you think? You did just speak about how love is love, right?
I did. I think, honestly, she just needs to be honest with everyone. Mm-hmm. Be honest, because the moment you're honest, it's all out. Yeah. And if this is love and they will support, they see that this actually, this could be a relationship, then fair enough. She just has to be honest with them, because I don't want to be in that room.
Sneaking back into the family is crazy. Having 2 children with 2 different brothers is bizarre, but love is love.
Yeah, anyway, that's the end of the podcast.
Yeah, literally.
I'm scared.
It's scary.
I just hope she'll be okay and the kids will be okay, because there's kids involved here. Yes. There's hearts involved. There's family involved. It's very complicated. There's been crazier situations, I'm sure, in the world, but just be honest, be open, let it out and see what happens.
Sarover has spoken. Thank you so much for joining me on the podcast.